Right, hey guys, this is Muzzmind. Welcome to a video where today we will be reacting to my Premier League predictions of the 2018 to 19 season. There's a few shockers in here, so let's just get this out the way and just have a look at a few shockers that has happened this season. So in 20th, I said Huddersfield Town, and as we all know, Huddersfield did come last, so I was pretty happy with this one. I knew they'd get relegated, just didn't invest in the summer at all, didn't bring in any high quality players. They didn't sack David Wagner, but it was going to come anyway, but he resigned. Then Jan Sievert, I think, was brought in, and he could be a good manager. I'm not too sure on him yet, but Huddersfield just didn't invest enough, no wonder they got relegated. In 19th, I said Cardiff, and they came 18th. So this one, I'm not too bothered about either. I was one off. So as long as I get pretty close, I'm happy. So 19th, Cardiff. I knew they'd get relegated because in the summer they didn't bring in any major signs. I like the likes of Harry Arter on loan, Camarasa on loan. They brought in January Niasse on loan. I liked Bobby Reid when they signed him. I thought that they didn't play Bobby Reid enough, and I think if they played him more, they would have had more of a goal-scoring opportunity, because I think they played Niasse a bit too much. I think they played Zohore too much, Danny Ward. Some of these, Patterson up front. If they played Bobby Reid, I think they could have got more goals. But unfortunately, with the tragedy of Salah as well, I think they could have stayed up if they had a goal-scorer who could get 10 goals a season or more. They just lack that goal-scoring threat, really, and just decisions going against them in the season. So they were unlucky not to stay up, Cardiff, but in the end, I'm not happy. I'm not unhappy with how I've predicted this one. In 18th, this is a bit of a shocker. I said Bournemouth. They came 14th. I thought Eddie Howe would have a season where they'd start off quite well, but then they'd fall back really badly. And to be fair, they had a really good start, and they fell back a little bit, but they were grinding out results as well along the way. So, Eddie Howe probably is a great manager for Bournemouth. I think he can be very inconsistent sometimes with his results. Like, 1 minute you can see them getting a good result against Tottenham, the next week they could lose to, as you see on the final day, they lost to Palace 5-3. So, it's just inconsistency with Bournemouth, really. So I thought because of their inconsistency they could have got relegated, but I think I'm a bit out on this one, so that's bad for me. Right, so in 17th, I went Watford. See, this is a bit of a shocker. They came 11th. Now, I thought Watford made some okay signings, but I didn't think they developed the squad enough. But Deulofeu's had a good season. Pereira has had an okay. Ben Foster's been really good. Holebas has been okay at the back. Decore's been good. So they've had a decent season in terms of Watford. 11th. That's, I think, might be the highest they've ever come in the Premier League. Since they've been promoted in the last 5 years. So I was very out on this one. So I apologise to any Watford fans watching this. I just didn't think that you have a very good season. In 16th, I've gone Brighton again. One out on this one. I'm not too unhappy. They came 17th. I knew Brighton would stay up by the skin of their teeth, but I didn't think they'd come 17th. I thought they'd come 16th, just one above. But they started really well. Glenn Murray's been very good this season. Duncan Duffy's been good at the back. I think they just lack that midfield quality, the record sign, I'm not even going to try and say his name, the Algerian, I think he's Algerian or something, he's a right mid. Or something I don't know what country he's from. But they signed him, I think he's called Jahan Bash, or something like that. He's not been good enough for Brighton for 20 million. I don't think he's got many goals or assists, or if any. So, I think they need to buy some players next season with Premier League quality. And they've also sacked Chris Hughton now. I thought that was very unexpected, because I thought Chris Hughton, is the type of manager for Brighton. But obviously they want somebody else to go forward, and I think they'll get relegated next season probably if they don't invest. I think they shouldn't have sacked Chris Hughton, even though I don't think he's a good manager. I think he's a good manager for Brighton and he suits them very well. Now, in 15th, I went with my club, Newcastle. I thought we hadn't invested enough, but Rafa again's done a good job. Fabian Shaw has had an absolutely amazing season, so has Rondon. Perez has had a good end to the season. At the start, he wasn't so good. I mean, the likes of Longstaff's really been good. Dubravka's been good as always. Lascelles has had a good finish. Hayden's had a good season. So we've had players chip in for us this season that you wouldn't expect to be that good, but have really done well. So we've just got to prioritise getting Rondon signed on a permanent deal, because if we don't get Rondon, I mean, we've got Muto, Perez and Joselu, and not a lot of goals from Joselu and Muto, I'm going to say. Yeah. So again, I'm not too happy. I was only 2 out on this one, so again, not that displeased. In 14th, I went Southampton. Now, I thought Mark Hughes was going to be a decent manager for them. Turns out he was absolutely appalling. You know, they were in the relegation zone for quite a while under him, and he eventually got the sack in December, I think it was. Then in comes Ralph Hasenhüttl, who does an absolutely amazing job. I think he gets like 30 points, 33 points out of 20 games, and Mark Hughes got like 11, something like that. So it was absolutely outstanding from the Southampton manager. I mean, Redmond's been really good under him. I've been a bit disappointed with Danny Ings this season for Southampton. I thought he could have chipped in with more goals. But again, I'm not too displeased with this one. I was only 2 out. In 13th, I said Burnley. I knew Burnley would stay up again. That's what Sean Dyche does with Burnley. And again, Barnes and Wood on fire. Tom Heaton had a very good season coming back from injury. I mean, Joe Hart wasn't the greatest at the start, but he wasn't too bad. But when Tom Heaton comes in, the defence just looked more stable, conceding less goals, with Tarkowski again having a very good season. So again, Burnley, I think they can be happy with how their season's finishing in 15th. I knew the Europa League would have caused upset for them, because I thought they would have got the group stages, but they didn't. So I thought they would have had more on the plate. But I mean, they finished 15th. Again, I'm not too unhappy about this one. I was only 2 out. In 12th, I said Wolves. Now, this one's a bad one, as they finished 7th, and currently they have got a place in the Europa League next season. I mean, they've made some fantastic signs. I knew some of the players that they bought were really good, like Rui Patricio and João Moutinho. I just didn't think they would gel in the first season, but Nuno has done an absolutely amazing job with Wolves. I mean, Jimenez has been outstanding, Jota has been outstanding, Neves has been outstanding, Willy Bolly at the back has been outstanding. Their whole team has been so good, and they've got a very limited squad. I think they've only got like 18, 20 players. So they've got one of the smallest squads in the Premier League, but they've done amazing. So I have to hold my hands up here. This is a pretty bad prediction, but I don't think anybody would have expected Wolves to finish 7th in their first season back in the Premier League. In 11th, now this is the worst one, I said Fulham. Now they got relegated in 19th. This one's a really bad one, because they spent 100 million. With 100 million, obviously 100 million doesn't guarantee fantastic players, but I thought they made some alright signings. Schürrle was okay at the start of the season. Seri really underperformed for me. I thought he was going to be really good, but he wasn't. Mitrovic was a good signing. Just needed the support. Ryan Babel, if they got him in earlier, instead of January, they could have stayed up, because he had that pace going forward. Ryan Sessegnon was a bit disappointing, but he's not a Premier League player yet. He's not at that level. Anguissa wasn't good. I mean, Fulham's defence was atrocious. I mean, they've got the likes of, I think at one point they had a Doy at the back, and they probably still do. Dennis, they have flipping a Doy. And people like Fosu Mensah. No wonder you're getting relegated. I mean, Callum Chambers is not bad, and I just thought Fulham would have done better. I mean, Jokanovic then got sacked in like November. They brought in Ranieri. They didn't give him a lot of time, then sacked him, then Scott Parker's been brought in. Honestly, if I was them, I would have kept Ranieri, because he would have probably got them out of the Championship. Whereas Scott Parker's got no managerial experience, and he's not been through a season. He's not been through like Premier League seasons or Championship. This is his first job, and I think that's a very difficult one to give him. So I think Fulham probably They could come up next season, but I don't think they will. But anyway, I was 8 out on this one. Very disappointing. In 10th, I said Crystal Palace. They came 12th. Again, not too bad a prediction here. They didn't bring in a lot of players, but they brought in players that they needed of quality, like Batshuayi on loan in the middle of the season. Zaha, Townsend again, fantastic. Wan-Bissaka, fantastic. Vicente Guaita in goal was really good as well. Another great season for Roy Hodgson. In 9th, I said Leicester. I got this one bang on. Now, I thought Puel would do a decent job. He got sacked. Obviously, I think that was the right decision then to bring in Brendan Rodgers. I think Brendan Rodgers is a fantastic manager, personally, and I think Leicester are going to look to do very well. I mean, the likes of Vardy had a good season. Ricardo Pereira was a good signing. Maddison was a fantastic signing. And Leicester just had a very good season overall for them, so I'm glad I got this one spot on. Oh, 2 in a row, lads. 8th, I said Everton, and they came 8th. Everton, Marco Silva, I like him a lot. I think he's a good manager. Made some really good signings, like Richarlison, who had a fantastic season, probably the best player. I thought Yerry Mina would do a bit better. He wasn't so fantastic. Zuma was good. Likes of Sigurdsson, Andre Gomez was alright. You know that. I think if they buy a striker who can score goals next season, Everton, they could get Europa League and push for that 7th position. But as it stands, I think they're around 8th, 9th position at the moment. In 7th, I said West Ham because I thought Pellegrini would get them in the Europa League. Now, they came 10th. Again, not too far on this one because I thought West Ham would get top 10. But I thought they could have got the Europa League with Pellegrini. They just had a very bad start to the season. Well, I think in the first... if we can have a look here. I think there were 5 games in and they hadn't won a game. Bottom of the league, I think. No, I think it was 4 games in. And everybody was like, oh, what's going to happen with West Ham? Yeah, they were 4 games in, scored 2 goals, conceded 10. That is pretty concerning for West Ham, considering how much money they spent. But they had a very good season, bringing in some fantastic players. Fabianski was very good this season. Declan Rice was really good. Arnautovic was good. Antonio Felipe Anderson was very good signing as well. So West Ham can be pleased with the season they had, but I thought they could have, if they didn't have that bad start, they could have got 7th. Right, in 6th, I predicted Tottenham. 2 out on this one. I think this one's a bit of a bad one because Pochettino is a very good manager. I don't know why I doubted Pochettino would not get them in the top 4 because even though they spent no money, I thought they're not going to get in. But Pochettino does what he does. He's got them to a Champions League final, has the opportunity of winning that. And I think Pochettino has done a very, very good job with them. In 5th, Chelsea, I thought Sarri wouldn't do that well. Now, everyone was slacking off Sarri halfway through the season. And obviously had that route with Kepa as well. He's come 3rd. He's done a decent job, to be fair. I mean, you don't expect them to be like 28 points off, 25 points or something like that off the top 2, but they've come 3rd. They've got Europa League final and the Carabao Cup final. I think they can be pleased in a way with their season. Now, they haven't done too bad. I thought they would have come 5th and got Europa League, but they've done pretty well. They come 3rd. In 4th, I said Arsenal. I thought Unai Emery would get them the top 4. Just missed out on that final top 4 position. Again, Unai Emery, I think he's done a very, very good job with Arsenal this season. I mean, 1 point off 4th and 2 off 3rd. I think that is a very good achievement, considering how far they were last season off probably getting into the top 4. I think they were like 15 points or something like that. They were 12 points off, and to get that down to 2 points from 3rd is a very good season, I think, for Unai Emery. And the likes of Torreira were very good this season. Aubameyang was obviously very good. Top goal scorer, amazing. Lacazette was amazing as well. Leno was a good signing in goal. I just think if Arsenal could sort out their defence and maybe get another midfielder in, they could be a top 4 side next season. In 3rd, I said Man U. Now, Jose Mourinho, I think they should have stuck with him. Even though they had a bad patch, the problem was not Mourinho and they got rid of him. The problem is the club in general. Just the structure of it, the ownership. Some of the players need to go, like Phil Jones, Chris Smalling in defence. Rojo's still at the club. Fred, 50 million. Absolute waste. I mean, Sanchez, for what he's earning, none of these players have played up to their potential, and I thought they would have, but they didn't. I mean, Pogba, one game he's amazing, the next one he's just lazy. Just doesn't look like a Premier League midfielder. So, I think it's going to be difficult for Solskjaer next season to rebuild the squad. Obviously, I've seen that they're looking at Swansea winger James, Longstaff from Newcastle, Ryan Sessegnon. None of these are Premier League proven, well, Premier League experienced. I mean, Longstaff is very good, but obviously I want Newcastle to keep him. But if Man U want to rebuild the squad, why are they buying youngsters? I know it's for like up and coming players, but they need good players now, looking at the squad. So, anyway, 3 out on this one. To be honest, it's just a dismal season for Man United. Now, in second, I said Liverpool, and in first, I said Man City. I got these two bang on. I knew Man City would just pip Liverpool. Man City obviously invested well, again, bringing in the players that they needed, and Liverpool heavily invested very well, bringing the likes of Naby Keita, Fabinho, Alisson in goal. He was outstanding. So they made some very good signings this season, Liverpool. So, other predictions I made was Aguero to win the Golden Boot, Leroy Sané to get the most assists, and Ederson to win the Golden Glove. I don't think I even got any of these right, did I? So, Aubameyang, Mane and Salah all shared the Golden Boot with 22 goals. Then Aguero, 21. So I wasn't too far out on this one, so I'm not displeased. Sané, 10 assists. I thought Sané was good this season, but I thought he was better the season before, but I thought he would continue that into this season, but apparently not. And then Ederson, I said most clean sheets. One off again. I'm not too displeased with that one, that prediction. So overall, 5 predictions, correct, bang on. I don't think this has been too bad this season with my Premier League predictions. So that's going to be the end of this video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please smash the like button. Videos are not going to be out as frequent in the next month, as at school it is my GCSEs, so I will probably do more videos after that for a while, because I want to concentrate on them. So, if you have enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.